Trump orders withdrawal of National Guard from major US cities, warns of return if crime rises. President Donald Trump announced on Wednesday that his administration is withdrawing National Guard forces from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, marking a notable shift in a controversial domestic security strategy and had sparked intense legal and political backlash. However, the president paired with withdrawal with a stark warning. Federal forces could return in a much stronger form if crime resurges. In a post on his social media platform, Trump credited the National Guard presence for what he claimed was a sharp reduction in crime across the three cities. Crime has been greatly reduced by having these great patriots in those cities, and only by that fact, he wrote, adding that a renewed deployment would be only a question of time should crime rates rise again. The decision follows months of sustained resistance from Democratic leaders and local officials who argued the deployments were unnecessary, legally dubious, and emblematic of federal overreach. City governments contended that the Trump administration exaggerated isolated incidents of unrest to justify sending troops into urban centers traditionally governed by local and state authorities. The announcement came just hours before a federal appellate court ruled that the administration must return hundreds of California National Guard troops to the control of Gavin Newsom, dealing a significant blow to the White House's legal justification for federalizing state forces. That ruling followed an earlier decision by the US Supreme Court, which in December blocked Trump's attempt to deploy National Guard troops in Illinois, stating that presidential authority to assume control of state forces applies only under exceptional circumstances. In its unsigned order, the Supreme Court found that the federal government had failed to identify a clear legal basis allowing the military to enforce laws within Illinois, further undermining the administration's broader national strategy. Local leaders were quick to frame Trump's decision as a forced retreat rather than a policy recalibration. Newsom's office dismissed the president's announcement as political theater, comparing it to the political version of "You can't fire me, I quit." Meanwhile, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's office released 2025 crime data showing violent crime in the city had fallen to its lowest level in more than a decade, down over 21% compared to the previous year.